All these self help videos on YouTube might be telling you to love yourself. Now, when you hear that, do you imagine going to the mirror and trying to just love your appearance, your body type, your skin, your hair, the average external or outside appearance? Self love is not simply about loving yourself externally, it is so much more than that. And if you fail to find a guide teaching you how to actually build a real self love and not just some directional less advice just telling you to just love yourself, then this is the video for you. Hey guys, welcome or welcome back to my YouTube channel. The value you're going to take away from today's video is first of all, what self love actually is, and then what you need to do to fall in love with yourself and just establish the most self loving sanctuary inside of you. And lastly, is self love selfish and just the difference between narcissism and self love? And also, why did I say you can succeed by loving yourself? Now, it is very simple. Just imagine for succeeding, you need self esteem, like a good self esteem, the trust and confidence. That is very, very important. And you need support, right? Self love is going to give you all of that. It's establishing self trust because you know, yes, you can do it because I love myself so much. And confidence, of course, it gives you confidence. It builds your self esteem, your internal mindset, right? Because you know you can achieve everything because you have that abundance mindset that you got from self love. And of course, the support because you know you've got the love and support from yourself. You're clapping for yourself at every single moment. All of that, I'm gonna talk about it, so just make sure to watch the video till the end. And it's just that I love myself so much that I'm actually going to make it happen for me. I have so much love for me that I want this thing, I want to achieve it, I want this dream, this goal, this desire, and I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to show up for it because I love myself so much and I deserve to do that for myself. And this way you also enjoy life, which is your ultimate purpose. Now also, another example for this can be like when you love somebody, right? Your partner, when you love him or her, you do things that would make them happy because you love them. You're doing all of those things out of love. You're giving them the love languages, acts of services, gift giving, all of it, whatever it is, you're doing it for love because you love them. So that is how self love also relates. You love yourself so much that you're going to do whatever it takes to achieve your dreams, your goals, your desires, because you love yourself. So let's begin. So first of all, what is self love? Now, self love, it's not just about loving yourself externally. It is about loving yourself externally, of course, but also internally. And by internally, I do not just mean your personality. It is loving every single past version of you, your journey, your memories, your moments, your learnings, and of course all the things that you learned, right? The journey and the beliefs that you have, falling in love with all of that. Now, of course, in the first part of the video, I'll mention how you have to accept yourself, but then also pursue changes, right? But self love is loving everything about yourself and accepting yourself and realizing that you're sufficient for yourself. Self love isn't thinking that you are better than others. It is just that you're better for yourself. You're worthy of all the amazing things, and so are others. You're not pushing somebody down just to push yourself up. That is not self love. That is narcissism, in fact. Self love and narcissism are do not go hand in hand. They're totally different things, and I will tell you that later in the video. But for now, just try to understand that self love is loving every single past version of you, because every single past version of you brought you here, brought you today to this version, to this dream version, towards which you're putting all of your effort and energy to develop him or her and to just establish and build herself, right? So you're doing all of that, and it is also about loving the journey you've been through, loving every single thing about you, what makes you you. That is what self love is. So first of all, self acceptance and also pursuing changes at the same time. Now, obviously, as I said, you need to accept yourself. You need to accept every single part of yourself. As I've said that even if you think you have this weakness of yours or there's something hurting you, you have to first accept it, right? Because if you don't even accept it, you run away from it, that will just cause even bigger problems. So first, just accept yourself, accept who you are, accept who you've become, and it is totally fine because that self acceptance is love. You accept every single part of your body and you love every single part of who you are from within. Because see, when people talk about you, they don't talk about your body, right? When you leave a conversation, they're mostly talking about your beliefs, what your beliefs are, what you think, how your opinions are different, and people might be saying that your opinions are wrong. But basically the point is that people judge you based on who you are, not how you look. So that's why learn to accept yourself, your journey, every single version of you. Accept it all. Now, yes, you may not like those versions because you may find them embarrassing, you may find them cringe, but it's okay. Yes, you may find them cringe. She was embarrassing, my previous version was embarrassing. But don't hate herself for that. Love herself because she brought you here and she taught you something. So accept her and love her. Go to the roots and validate whatever you haven't felt. Like, for example, if you didn't feel like you didn't get enough love for it from your family, so go to the roots and now validate that yes, I accept this part about myself, that I didn't get much love from my family, but now I'm making the decision, and I'm committing to provide that love for myself, from myself. So make the decision, and then also pursue changes. Okay, because just because we've accepted ourselves, we say, okay, we're like this or we're like that, we're not going to change. No, that is not the case. Some people, what they misunderstand by this self acceptance thing is that they say, okay, yes, I've accepted myself that I talk too much and I talk rudely, but you know what, I've accepted myself, so I'm not going to change. No, self love is about accepting your weaknesses and your strengths, and then actually trying to work on those weaknesses to make them better. So you have to pursue changes at the same time. Now, the next thing is self sufficiency. You have to realize that you're sufficient in who you are. Right now, at this present moment, I can provide all the love, all the joy, all the peace, all the entertainment, all the whatever, all the abundance, whatever I need, I can provide it to me because you are. Every single person is self sufficient. They just don't realize it. And they don't, because they don't realize that they're self sufficient, they never use it, right? They never believe in that fact. So sit with yourself. People find it difficult to even sit with yourself because they're scared of their thoughts or their beliefs. But then again, as I said, these 2 points relate: self acceptance and self sufficiency. So when you're sitting with yourself, you know that yes, I'm sufficient enough to sit by myself and work on myself. But at the same time, when you sit with yourself, you're actually accepting all the thoughts, right? You're accepting it all. Yes, I'm thinking like that, but I have to change it. I have to commit to changing it. And it's not about self sufficiency, is not about, okay, I don't need anybody. You just realize that yes, you can provide whatever you want. Of course, you want to pursue, of course, you want social connections with your families, friends, whatever, like relationships, social connections, you want them, right? But that doesn't mean you have to depend, your happiness depends on those. Your happiness only depends on you. And if you let if you let that independency go away, and you expect from people, right? You expect them to make you happy, you expect other people to provide you love. That's when you know that you're in the self, you're out of the self love bubble, right? You're totally out of it because you're depending on other people for providing you the love, when you know that yes, you're sufficient enough to provide it for yourself. Never ever ever attach your happiness or your joy or love to other people, because then only you get hurt. When you put those expectations on other people, you will get hurt constantly. So never do that, and realize that you're self sufficient, but you have the power to provide it to yourself, so why not do it? Some practical tips, these previous ones were the mindset tips, how you can shift your mentality, right? By just knowing that yes, you have to depend on yourself, you have to be independent of your own happiness, and you don't have to place your expectations for joy and love on other people. And you have to realize that you've got all within yourself, and you have to sit with yourself. Another practical tip can be, go do all the self love, self care things, because they make you feel like you love yourself, because you're putting all the attention and the care in yourself. So whenever you put attention, care, time, energy into something, you actually like love it, right? That's why you're doing it, or you doing it for some benefit, and most of the time you love it. So why not do that for yourself? Put all love, energy, care into like dressing up, into doing some things, like set some days aside for just doing things that you love. Go on solo dates. Solo dates are so important. Look up videos online, and you've got so many ideas. You do not need money just to have a solo dates. You do not need to go to New York to have the perfect solo date. You can even do it at home right now, at this very moment, today itself. So go on, search for some ideas and do it today. That's your task for today after you finish this video. Now, the next thing is prioritize yourself and your feelings. Now, of course, you have to prioritize what you feel before others. Now, when we try to make friends, right, we try to settle for the bare minimum. Self love is setting high standards for the people who get the right to access you. Because if everybody has the right to access you, you're not some, you're not some exclusive creature. You just like available to everybody. But you right now, at this very moment, you're worthy, and you're enough, and you're so well, you're so beautiful, you're gorgeous in every single thing. So why not have high standards? Set high standards, because you do not get to be hurt, and people will fulfill those standards. Because if they want to enter your circle, they'll have to fulfill those high standards. And high standards isn't just that, oh, I'll pick rich and successful people only. No, that is not necessarily what high standards mean. Now, of course, that can be a part of it. You have to sit with successful people in order to become successful, but that doesn't mean you like neglect your other friends or people who push you up. You have to select friends and even connections with people who align with your values, who align with where you are going, with your journey, with your goal, and just yourself in general. And you have to align to their as well. You have to fulfill their as expectations as well, right? Their standards for yourself. So prioritize yourself and your feelings. Never let yourself get hurt. When you allow yourself to go into a situation, a low vibrational situation, right? When, for example, everybody in a room is sad, right? There in a room you can feel the sadness, but you're still going in there because you have, because for God knows what you want to do, but you're still going there. So you get affected by that vibrational state, and you get affected by that sad energy. So do not do that. Prioritize your feelings. Ask yourself, are you okay? Am I okay? And if you get the answer no, then start your healing process. Self love is also about healing from all the things that you've been through, and just healing from every single moment that may have hurt you in the past. Self love really is about healing and growing. If I have to summarize self love in two words, it has to be healing and growing. Yes, you are loving yourself, of course, that's the meaning you can just take out of the word. But apart from that, it's about healing and growing and having that abundance mindset, knowing that you're enough for yourself, accepting yourself, all of those things. So prioritize that, and prioritize your healing process as well. What do you want before others? That is not selfish. Just putting your needs before others, it is not selfish. So sometimes learn to say no. If there's something that you do not want to do, or somewhere you do not want to go, and you're just you keep on doing these favor, people keep asking you for favor and you keep doing it, do not do it. Sometimes learn to say no, because that's also a super self-loving act, because you're prioritizing yourself. Now, of course, you are doing things for people, right? But you have to know where your boundaries are. And I'm going to be talking about in the detachment part as well, which I've practically, discussed in a lot of videos of mine. So you can go check out other ones as well. But we're going to be talking about detachment in this video as well. Another thing is validate yourself. So you have to, you people, what they do is they go out and they seek validation from every single person. They want appreciation from every single person around them, and they go out, they want help on making decisions for themselves from other people. How do you expect other people to make decisions for you when they don't even know you, your story, your journey, who you are, what you've chosen in life, your choices, everything? They don't even know you. So why do you go to other people and ask them to validate you? You do not need external validation. Learn to validate yourself. Clap for yourself first. Appreciate yourself for every single process. It is an extremely self-loving act to just, you know, appreciate yourself and clap for yourself and acknowledge what you've done in every single stop of your journey. Because if you're not doing that, then who is going to do that for you? All these moments you're spending in your room working on something, nobody's going to come and tell you that, oh, you're doing very good, well done, and I appreciate you for your efforts. Nobody is going to do that, because they don't know that. You have to do it. However, you have to do it because you love yourself. You have to support yourself. You have to show up for yourself. That's the least thing you can do to yourself. It's not even the high standard thing that you have to do. It's the bare minimum, and you can do the bare minimum for yourself, more than the bare minimum, I expect. And why should outside opinion even matter so much? Because, as I've said, people do not know you entirely. So yes, many people, you may say that, oh, my mother knows me best, or my therapist knows me best, my friends know me best, my partner knows me best. But that is not the case. Nobody can entirely know you fully. Like, nobody can know the 100% of you. Nobody can know who I am fully. Every single part of me, they cannot know that, right? And every single part makes a difference. Nobody knows my whole story. Nobody knows my whole thoughts, my beliefs, my feelings, my emotions, my past, my future, my dreams, my goals. Nobody knows that. So why do you give the other people the right to validate you? Why do you give other people the right to just tell you what to do, right? And why do you take their opinion as like, why do you put their opinion on a pedestal? When they don't even know you, why are you putting their opinion on a pedestal? You have to ask at every single point of your life and validate that does this serve me? Does this thing serve my purpose? Does this situation serve my purpose, my values? And in every situation, seeing what you're learning, how you're growing, that is also an extreme act of self love. See, self love is about a lot of things. You cannot sum self love up in just like 2 3 points, right? Because it is about a lot of things. You have to acknowledge so much of stuff, and you have to talk about a lot of things. So you have to see, like, what are you learning in every single situation. Not like if there's something bad happened to you, right? A bad person came into your life, a toxic situation came into your life, you don't have to complain and pity yourself, why did this happen to me? Instead, you have to acknowledge that yes, I feel bad, I feel hurt, but then again, this is teaching me something. What is it teaching me? This is a very rational approach now, and it may seem very silly because you may be like, oh, I'm so emotionally right now, I'm so emotionally down, and I'm asking myself, what am I learning from this? But then just see it. What are you getting from just pitying yourself? Yes, you may be getting some comfort, but that is just temporary, half an hour comfort. What happens after that? That belief will root inside your mind. So that's why you have to not let these kind of things, these kind of past your whatever hurtful situations, you don't have to let them root inside of you, because if they do, then they will keep on growing, and you don't want to grow a bad plant, right? You don't go out into the market and purchase a plant. You do not want to purchase a plant that does not even grow or does not even serve anything to you, right? Doesn't even give you any sort of beauty or recreation in your garden or something. So that is why don't let it embed in you. Ask yourself, what is this serving me? If it is not, if it's not serving your purpose, what you want, who you are, then leave, detach from that situation. And that brings me to my next point, which is detachment. Okay, detachment is not about hating people and being a bitch. Detachment is never about that. People have been like, oh, I'm detached. So there's this, like, narrative around detachment, that it is about not about hating everybody, not caring, right? Not caring. No, detachment is not about not caring. In fact, detachment is just setting boundaries. It is Detachment is simply about protecting yourself. You're setting certain boundaries, and you're not allowing certain people or everybody to basically cross those boundaries, because if they people cross those boundaries, they get to you and they hurt you. So when you set those boundaries, you establish this high wall which you're not letting other people enter, because you don't want to hurt yourself. You're protecting yourself, you're protecting your feelings, and that is completely normal, that is completely fine. It's not a bad thing to protect yourself, your feelings, and prioritize yourself. It is not bad, it's completely normal, and it's completely okay. And detachment is also not placing expectations on certain people, because they can hurt you, right? When you place expectations, when you expect other people to make you happy, you're basically allowing yourself to get hurt. Why are you even allowing that? Don't allow that. That's why I said detach. Be detached, right? Be like, I am the only one who can provide happiness to myself, right? Other people, yes, they can do it, but it doesn't depend on them. I will not, like, see, it's very simple. Basically, when I'm not depending on that person or that situation for my happiness. I depend on myself. Yes, they may be giving happiness to me, but I do not depend on that to feel happy or to feel loved. That is what simply detachment means: setting boundaries on, and not placing expectations, and not depending on other people for love and happiness. You are depending on yourself for all of those things. Yes, they may provide you all those happiness and love and joy and comfort and moments of peace, but then again, you're not dependent on them. And that was it for today's video. Now, there are other points that I wanted to mention and discuss on these topics, but that is going to come in part 2, which will come next week, because if I included them in this video, then it would get too long and too boring for you guys to watch. So I hope you learned something or the other. You're worthy, you're blessed. I'll see you next week. Till that, remember to just relax.